Once upon a time, there lived a wealthy merchant and his 3 daughters. The youngest and most beautiful one was named Belle. Unlike her sisters, Belle was not fond of wealth and luxury. Instead, she loved to read books and live a quiet life. One day, the merchant received bad news that his ships had sunk and he had lost his entire fortune. He had to move with his family to a small cottage. Belle easily adapted to this new life and helped her father, but her other sisters constantly complained. The merchant then received news that one of his lost ships had returned. He asked his daughters what they wanted. While the others asked for jewels and silk dresses, Belle only asked for a single rose. Her father promised to bring her the rose. On his way, the merchant was caught in a terrible storm and got lost. He took shelter in a mysterious castle. Although the castle seemed empty, food and objects were in their proper places. In the garden, when he saw the rose Belle had asked for, he couldn't resist and plucked one. At that moment, he heard a terrifying voice, and a monstrous-looking beast appeared before him. "This is my castle and my garden," the beast roared. "You were my guest, and I did you a favor. Now you are stealing my most precious possession, a rose. Your punishment is death." The merchant, terrified, begged for mercy and explained that he had taken the rose at his daughter's request. The beast then made a condition. One of his daughters must come and live in the castle in his place. When the merchant returned home and told them what had happened, Belle agreed to go to the castle in her father's place. When Belle arrived at the beast's castle, she realized he was kind-hearted. The beast did not treat her badly. On the contrary, he provided her with every luxury and gave her a magnificent library. Over time, Belle and the beast got to know each other better. The beast proposed marriage to Belle every evening, but Belle refused each time. One night, Belle had a dream that her father was ill and asked the beast for permission to see her father once last. The beast, with a broken heart, gave her permission and granted her 1 week to return. When Belle returned home, her sisters were jealous of how well she looked and tried various tricks to prevent her from going back to the castle. After a week had passed, Belle thought about the beast and feared he might die of sadness since she hadn't returned as promised. She rushed back to the castle and found the beast in the garden on the verge of death. Belle knelt beside the beast, hugged him, and with tears in her eyes said, "Come back to life. I love you." At that moment, the beast's terrible appearance began to change. He was restored to his former self, a handsome prince. He explained that years ago he had been put under a curse by a wicked enchantress, and that the spell could only be broken by true love. The prince and Belle got married and lived happily ever after. Belle had proven that inner beauty is what truly matters, and that true love can break any spell.